I grew up with Battlefield 2 and Battlefield Vietnam, and back then I always wondered what gaming would look like when I was older. And it kind of saddens me because some of it is good and some of it is pretty bad, especially in regards to AAA companies, and I just don't mean the obvious Battlefield 2042, but this is why I like to focus on smaller indie dev companies because it just feels more authentic. And this is why we're going to be checking out BattleBit Remastered. And yes, I know that a lot of you here only care about your hyper-realistic games where every single groove and notch on a firearm has to be to factory specification, but let me explain why I became addicted to playing this game and why this game is getting thousands of more players than Battlefield 2042. Also, if you want to get your hands on this game, you can just go on the Steam page, just request access. The servers are currently down for about a month, but before I go into it, what exactly is BattleBit? It's a low poly FPS that will have up to 254 player servers and will have all the fun stuff to use, and there is destruction currently in the game that includes walls being blown up and buildings collapsing. There are vehicles such as tanks, APCs, and cars, but I found to have the most fun on maps that didn't actually have these because the maps weren't as big, and when a competent person in a tank continuously claps your cheeks, it kind of gets frustrating after a while, but I understand that that is just a skill issue on my end. But this game shows how, despite having Roblox level graphics, the way the game is made just feels, I don't know the proper adjective to describe it, but it just feels sexy. In terms of weapons, you have a selection that range from all classes, and yeah, there is a class system. It's unlikely this game is going to be dropping specialists anytime soon, but there isn't Battlefield 4 level of weapons at the moment, but there's about 9 ARs, 5 SMGs, 7 marksman weapons, and 2 LMGs from my counting, as well as a popular range of secondaries, explosives, and equipment. But the one thing I love about this is despite looking like a Roblox game, the movement, the animation, it feels so smooth and fluid. It doesn't feel janky, which is what I was expecting because I was kind of going into it thinking it was going to handle a lot like Phantom Forces, but you can basically glide around the map. But there is a good amount of customization elements, and you have a screen where you can see how all your stats are affected, including bullet drop. You can add more than one scope to a weapon, as well as having close range red dot sights or even long range scopes. You can add different barrel attachments that range from heavy barrels to silencers, different side barrel attachments, and all these change the dynamic of your weapon. There are also skins, and no, you don't need to pay for them. You get them by getting a certain amount of kills with your weapon. And this is also the same way attachments are unlocked. But one of the issues that I faced while playing this game is that the rifles, while they are good, I felt like I didn't have enough ammo when I wanted to mow down a whole crowd of people, because once you start to get this gun like all tricked out, you get decent accuracy, you're able to just mow down multiple squads at once. It's like a goddamn chainsaw. You can customize your character, and thankfully there are differences in the uniform as well as a flag being present to show you friend from foe. There is squad chat and VoIP.
I am not being chilling. I am not being chilling. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my lordy, oh my god.
And the VoIP can be heard by the enemy, and yeah, even a game that looks like it's made for children does make me sweat, and I do occasionally shit talk the enemy whenever I kill them. Now, I always find it funny whenever I kill someone and I just see the red VoIP icon in the bottom left. I miss having this intercommunication between the friendlies and the enemy team, but yeah, it does give me flashbacks to the Call of Duty days where people would spam music over the microphone and people would say not so nice things to each other. But you know what? I hope they don't change or remove this feature.
Oh my.
And I know in games such as Squad and Project Reality, they don't want to add this system into it because it can be confusing. Like, you can hear multiple people talking, but you don't know if it's your enemy or your friend. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why Project Reality didn't want to have that system in the game. But how does the pacing of the game feel? And from my previous comments, no, this isn't going to handle like a tactical shooter, but the game will take elements from Battlefield as well as other games you might have played and puts them together. And what I mean by this is, as a medic, you're not going to be running running around throwing bandages at people or stabbing people to revive them. Instead, you actually need to get down and put a bandage on your teammate, similar to how it works in squad, and this leaves you vulnerable, and then you have to patch them up once they're up so they get back to full health. You can also drag teammates, and I'm pretty sure you can drag the enemy as well, because I got downed and an enemy was just dragging my lifeless body. But as someone who likes Rising Storm 2 Vietnam because it's fast paced, this game is very appealing to me. And the thing is, if you get shot, you will find yourself bleeding and you need to sit out of combat for a good couple of seconds to bandage yourself up. You can get a couple of mates and be more tactical and be more coordinated, but when I was playing Team Deathmatch, I was just running around like a madman trying to get as much kills as possible. You can also check your magazine to see how much ammo is in it, and you can even pick up magazines that are on the floor. There is around 11 to 12 maps at the moment, and they each have their own day-night variants, as well as some allow vehicles and some infantry only, which is what I found to be more popular. There is also TDM and Conquest variants. Now, in regards to the maps, they aren't massive except for the ones with vehicles on them, and a complaint that I hear about Battlefield 2042 is that you're just walking for such long distances with very minimal cover, and it makes being infantry such a pain in the ass. But this game had a mix of very small maps with adequate amounts of cover that didn't make me feel like I was getting sniped from like 350 meters away or getting sniped by a tank from said distance. You also have a range of maps that are urban as well as out in fields, and there is even a weather system. Now, a funny thing is, it actually tells you when someone reports you, and if someone is banned, a message will come up on screen for everyone to shame them in chat, which did lead to some questionable comments, but it was genuinely funny. It says, oh, this person has been banned. Everyone chat's like, yo, what the f***? Lol. It was funny. But as an Australian, the best servers for me were in Japan, but I was looking at gameplay from 2017 of BattleBit, and the game looks very different back then. It looks like it was on a squad scale, and it was going to be taking a much more slower approach to the game, but I'm thankful that the new direction of the game is going in, because as someone who has a short attention span, this game is going in a direction that I like it to be. And there's a reason why this game just sees so many people playing this game. I'd say there are some more hardcore elements that Battlefield users might like, such as no third person when using vehicles. The TTK is quick, and there's even a leaning mechanic. That's not a hardcore element, but it's something that Battlefield 2042 lacks. And all in all, the game was made by 3 developers. 3 people made a game that pretty much embarrassed Battlefield 2042, and that's just, it just goes to show you that you can have not so good graphics, and if the gameplay is solid, if it's fun, if it's able to retain a player's attention, then people are going to play the game, and it's as simple as that. But if you did watch to the end of the video, I'm sure you're gonna like the playlist that's on screen. But anyways, my name is Tantu, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.